That was a rough night. We are, it rained all night, and there was some pretty howling wind. We heard a couple of trees come down. There were a couple of times where things fell and hit my tent, but I think it was mostly just pine cones or small sticks. Getting coffee ready this morning. I'm here with Taylor from Southern Hike. Terry from Terry Young Outdoors.
With the Austin Trail breakfast.
That's what you do on the first morning.
And see?
And a special guest appearance. J Ben Hikes. This campsite is brought to you by that campfire. No, I don't have real coffee. I'm having instant.
You want some real coffee?
I real bad want to say yes. But no, I'm just gonna go with my garbage coffee. We got all packed up. Guys are, I don't know, like 2 minutes ahead of me. We're camped at Turnip Seed. Well, not at Turnip Seed, kind of behind Turnip Seed. There's a great campsite back here. And so we're going back up to Turnip Seed, and we're going to shuttle a car to Adams Gap, and we're doing the Pin Chin Sky Loop today and tomorrow. So we'll be camped back here at Turnip Seed again tonight. If you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. All right, so here's what to expect from this trip. Weather. Right now it's okay. It's overcast, it's windy, it's pretty cool, but we are we know for a fact that there is some nastiness coming. There's going to be, starting later this morning, there's going to be rain. It's going to rain for basically the rest of the day.
Snow.
And tonight, they're saying some of it's going to change over to snow. So that's what we're expecting. So stay tuned and see if we live. This is the remnants of a CCC cabin from the 1930s during the Depression. And this is what's left of the chimney. I guess I should have walked to the other side, but a lot of deadfall over there. Later today, these crossings are going to be much higher. I don't know if you'll be able to go across the rocks and stay dry. So we're just hiking along, and for no reason, my boot just fell off. Yeah, this water's a little cool. Had the rain gear on earlier and had to take it off because I was boiling in that. And basically as soon as I take it off, my rain starts, because of course it did. They started threatening to call me Mary Poppins. Okay, that's where we are.
He also has his rain jacket right here. Look, I had my umbrella on the PMT. That's why I didn't have my rain jacket on.
We're now on the Chinobee Silent Trail in this stretch for the next, I don't know, maybe it's a mile, maybe not even. It's just continuous cascades and rapids like this. It's just beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was funny. All right, we're at Cheaha Shelter, and I knew because I talked to Sky, there she is, earlier this week, and so I knew they were going to be on trail. We weren't sure exactly where we were going to pass, and so they have decided to hole up at Cheaha Shelter because the weather is kind of miserable.
Yes.
You can see and hear that it's raining. What you can't tell on video is that the temperature is plummeting. It is getting cold fast. So, Tracy and Sky, it was really good to see you here.
Good to see you. Good to see you guys too.
See
And-
you, Smudley.
Yeah, see y'all later.
See you, buddy.
Thanks for hanging out at our house today.
We're about to get back in the rain and go to our campsite because I want to get out of this. So this is what's going on with the trail now. A little further back, it was kind of getting riverish. We're back to Turnip Seed. We're not to the campsite yet. What's the condition like, fellas?
Rough. Always sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, we're not in Philadelphia.
This is where you decide whether you're a true backpacker or not.
What he's saying is if you bail, you're gonna get called out.
Exactly.
So what I'm going to be doing is I am going to go home.
I don't want to hear that.
Going to mellow mushroom.
Ah, home, warmth, and mellow mushroom.
I will. Hey, got warm.
Vehicles.
My wife.
She gonna keep you warm.
Yep.
All right. So something I didn't mention this morning was that, of course, we knew what the weather was going to be like, and so we decided, or two of us did, decided to leave. Oh, I'm cramping. Wow. Oh. Whew. Yeah, that kind of hurt. Okay, let me try that again. So, something this morning that we didn't mention was that two of us decided that because of the weather and what it was going to be like, that when we finished our hike today, and since we were coming back to the same campsite, that it was going to be pouring down rain when we got here, and we did not want to have to set up in the rain. So we left our tent, and I don't know what all Terry left, but I left my tent, sleeping pad, and my sleeping bag. And it turns out that that was a really good idea, because after we left the shelter and the temperature started dropping while we were there, but the temperature just bottomed out. And of course it was still raining and wind, rain and cold are a terrible combination. So we got back, and kind of half in the tent and half in the vestibule, I got out of the stuff that was wet into the little bit of stuff I had that was still dry, and got in my sleeping bag, because I was right on the edge of being hypothermic. I'm not, and I don't want to sound over dramatic, I'm not hypothermic, but I'm just afraid I was getting way too close to it. So I'm gonna hang out in here for a little while and get warm, and then there'll be a little break in the rain coming soon, and I'm gonna go get some water and maybe go sit under the tarp, because I think they're gonna be trying to get a fire going, but if I were them, I'd wait a little while. But I'm just gonna hang out here for a little while. Look at this fire I created. It's a pretty awesome fire.
Yes.
I was working real hard at making it.
Sure you were.
Yeah,
Sure
he
you were.
worked really hard.
I will. He was working from inside his tent.
Sawing logs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. He was sawing logs, and we were putting logs on the fire.
I did fall asleep at one point.
We were batoning wood and
Yeah.
being what'd you say you call your wife as? Lumberjack.
Yeah,
Lumberjack.
Smelled
Yeah.
like a lumberjack.
I don't know what my deal is. I just can't get it right. I'm heating water so I can have something hot to drink so I can warm up and stay warm. And I reach down to turn the flame up and I spill it. And it had my spiced apple cider in it. And so I just spilled it. Hey, what are you doing? So I was convinced that was somebody messing with me. That was a pine cone that fell on my tent. All right, weathering out the storm in the tent, cooking in the vestibule. It's not the first time I've done this, so, but tonight's been kind of a pain. Tonight's menu is the teriyaki noodles pasta side with Spam. I'll let you know how it turned out in just a minute, as soon as it gets cool enough to eat. It's still raining. It's kind of getting well into the morning. We got up this morning and decided, as wet as everything is and as kind of miserable as everything is, we're just going to call it. All we had was about 8 miles to hike out. So we're going to shuttle back to the car we have at the end and just kind of call it quits. I'm a little bit ahead of the guys. I didn't think I'd be that far ahead. But they're coming and we're going to be gone. If you're still watching, thanks for sticking around this long. This has been an interesting trip.